Just like the title says, the Arizona Cardinals did not overpay for James Conner. Let's take a look at why that is. Adam Schefter first reported that James Conner was re-signing with Arizona Cardinals, and also reported that the contract terms were set up at 3 years for $21 million, with incentives up to $25.5 million. James Conner was incredibly productive for the Cardinals in 2021. He rushed for 754 yards and 15 touchdowns, while adding 380 yards and 3 more scores in the air. Those numbers were good enough to rank second in the NFL both in rushing touchdowns and overall touchdowns. The Pro Bowl running back comes in at 6'1", 233 pounds, and brings a power running style that the Cardinals have been lacking for years. With his new deal, Conner becomes the 10th highest paid running back by annual average. For some context, this places him directly between Saquon Barkley and his former teammate Chase Edmonds. There is a significant gap between the 7th spot, shared between Joe Mixon and Aaron Jones, who are both making an average of $12 million, and the next grouping shown here of Barkley, Conner, and Edmonds. Let's also note one thing. None of the backs paid more than Conner produced more touchdowns in 2021. The closest was Joe Mixon, who had 13 last season, and as I mentioned, makes an average of $12 million. Number of touchdowns is not the be-all, end-all of a conversation surrounding a running back, but the type of scoring that Conner provides is the hardest to replicate in that position. There are many disappointed that Chase Edmonds didn't also return to the team, but with good money available on the open market and limited cap space in Arizona, it was unfortunately necessary to let him walk. Edmonds signed a 2-year, $12.6 million contract with Miami Dolphins. I imagine the Cardinals will continue utilizing some form of running back by committee approach, and there is already a player on the team capable of filling in for the missing Edmonds. Eno Benjamin. A lot of people have quickly forgotten the skills that Benjamin showed at ASU. He is quick, has great agility, and has good hands, which makes him a legitimate passing threat, and a threat in first and second down situations. He is a smaller, quicker back that can find success in those first and second down situations, while Conner remains the third down and goal line back. There is also always the possibility that the Cardinals draft a running back in day 2 or 3 of the NFL draft. Kyler Murray is another part of the running game that, when utilized correctly, keeps defenses on their toes with his elite speed. So that leaves Conner as the only true power rushing option available to the Cardinals, which arguably makes him more valuable in Arizona than a lot of other teams. Whichever strategy the front office goes with, bringing back Conner was the right move. A $7 million a year average is not a bad price for a back like Conner, especially one that was as prolific a scorer as he was in 2021. It is right there in terms of the running back market.